Up until their lovely wedding to Papoose, Remy's 6-year prison sentence kept everything in order. However, their love story suddenly seems to be falling apart, leaving everyone in shock and despair. They appear to have an unbreakable friendship, in spite of everything, but lately things have begun to go south, due to legal issues and leaked audio that have shaken the hip-hop scene. Fans have been able to witness Papoose's rage and his inability to remain silent for years. In 2008, Papoose appeared in a spot where most partnerships would have ended if they had been famous or wealthy, while Remy was serving an 8-year prison sentence. He was more than just her friend. He was her greatest ally, encouraging her and giving her hope when she needed it. He showed that his love was more than just words by making the long journey to see her every day and providing her with support. Let's look at how this awful conclusion befell the couple that everyone wanted to see. Partnership became a symbol of strength and real love, demonstrating that love endures even under the most challenging conditions. When imagining what life may be like after prison, most people imagine being engaged on a beach or at a fine restaurant, but even in the absence of a picturesque environment. Papa's proposal to Remy while he was incarcerated was a memorable moment that fans will never forget. Just 2 years had passed after Remy's 2014 publication of Papoose's Beauty. And it came after years of hardship and waiting for everyone who with her and Papoose's gorgeous 2016 wedding. The story finally seemed to be heading in the right direction. For those who had followed their journey, it was more than just a wedding. It was a victory of their perseverance, and the fact that his love was proposed in such an embarrassing situation shows how sincere their relationship was. Papoose supported Remy and disclosed that he apparently didn't allow her success to concern him. When her career took off following her release, instead, he enthusiastically embraced it, referring to her as queen and celebrating every win as if it were fans began deducing. Remy and Papoose's connection from their body language when they were seen together at an Eagles game, particularly when they talked about dinner dates and other private events, this simply made the situation worse, and when the tipping point came, there were reports of a video. At first, this suggested that true love is about helping each other out, but now, Block Captain, a battle rapper with connections to both Remy and Papoose, is whispering accusations of betrayal. Everyone in attendance was shocked when Papoose's photo of Remy and the Block Captain at REM's 23 concert, which was meant to be a celebration of battle rap, swiftly descended into total chaos. According to witnesses, Papoose attacked them right away without saying anything, and some guests said he struck them. Soon after, there was physical contact, and the circumstance that transpired was even more startling than the rumors when it was revealed that several persons had been rendered. Fans who had always believed that Peepo was calm under duress had already suffered the consequences. No one had anticipated seeing this side of him, and it was clear that months of gossip and whispers of treachery had worn him down. Fans were glued to every update as social media exploded with video and first-person reports of the altercation, making this particular incident the final straw. During this time, Remy was obviously distressed and trying to comfort Papoose while managing the consequences. The purpose of the Memo's Chrome 23 event, according to accounts, was to celebrate combat rap. But things swiftly got out of hand. Everyone was left wondering what would happen to them as the night that was meant to launch. Her Chrome 23 brand descended into a full-fledged controversy. Telling the best woman in the world that he had imprisoned you for years seems to have struck the tale of love and loyalty. Chaos after learning that the Black Captain was holding a private discussion backstage. Some guests said Papoose attacked without hesitation, despite security's hasty attempts to defuse the situation. Social media erupted as timelines were bursting, with footage and eyewitness stories, and the blows were so clean that followers, who had always known Papoose to be quiet and placid, seen this side of him months before this one episode threw him over the brink. Originally intended to be a showcase for Remy's Chrome 23 brand, the evening had devolved into a full-fledged controversy, and everyone was discussing and dissecting every facet of it. Everyone was wondering what would happen to the pair who were previously regarded as the pinnacle of love and loyalty, and Remy was clearly upset about this. He attempted to soothe Papoose down while managing the fallout in real time, but it was too late. While rumors and suspicions of betrayal had obviously taken their toll. Descriptions of the struggle kept followers waiting for every new update. Remy was accused by fans of forsaking Papoose, who had been there for her during her darkest hours, both during and after her incarceration. But for a lot of others, Remy's quiet just made things worse. Some felt that her silence spoke louder than words, while others thought she didn't want to contribute to the controversy by confirming or denying anything. Her quiet, however, only increased the suspense by keeping spectators guessing and anticipating an unexpected event. Don't be duped by anyone. Hitman's bombshell revelation during the altercation with Hallie clarified that. Papoose had known about the incident for 2 years before it was made public. The love story that once inspired so many people is still up for debate. While some people support him and applaud his commitment, others think there may be more to the story. The fans were further split by Hitman's admission that he knew this, which only served to intensify the commotion and raise further concerns. The block captain stood out to make sure that things didn't go out of control because he wasn't happy with the rumors going unchallenged. Although his remarks only enraged more, the news stunned fans and gave the scenario a whole new dimension of drama. He shared his version of events on Twitter, denying the rumors. In an effort to quickly end his connection with Ray, with no firm explanations and intense emotions, the relationship felt as hazy as it had before. His tweet made it clear that he would not put up with attempts to damage his reputation, even though he did not specifically attack anyone. Fans were unable to stop talking about the single tweet that read, "When you're real, you are." Other tweets appeared to allude to behind-the-scenes activities. But no one replied, so the remaining tweets remained silent and revealed information in a mysterious way, leaving everyone to wonder what Remy was really trying to say. Although he didn't talk about much of what happened at Chrome 23 or his connection with Remy, his mysterious tweets left followers with unanswered questions and rumors since. They showed that there was more to the tale than most people realized. His life took a crazy turn when people began questioning why he hadn't come out and corrected the record, even though some people praised him for avoiding the accusations. People were familiar with ease in that he suddenly found himself from the increased attention. The majority of Remy's fans had already formed opinions about what had happened after witnessing it music firsthand for nearly a decade, particularly with regard to Rem's incarceration and the images of Papoose confronting him, and the ongoing accusations of infidelity remained despite all of his self-defense tweets. My friend and Papa were the epitome of devotion with their "after all the chaos." Fans are left to wonder if Remy and Papo will be able to survive the altercation at Chrome 23 and the release of the infidelity claims. They have previously seen adversity that would have put a stop to the life of most couples, but this presents a whole new difficulty, particularly for Papoose, who has established himself as the personification of fidelity. Rather than merely declaring his love for Remy, he demonstrates it. They appeared to be the ultimate power couple in hip-hop after their fervent 2016 wedding and the arrival of their child, because they feel that their favorite devotion has been violated and that Remy's life is in jeopardy because of all that has been happening for more than 10 years. Fans are devastated for Papoose. Through thick and thin, Remy and Papa's relationship served as a model for royalty, particularly after Remy was imprisoned following their tragic 2016 wedding and the birth of their daughter. But now that the sad tale is ended, betrayal is a completely different matter, because Remy and Papoose's relationship was based on mutual respect. The celebrity community previously saw it as the epitome of love and devotion. Papoose, who established himself in the hip-hop industry as the epitome of fidelity, finds this Betrayal is especially difficult because of the difficulties they have already encountered, which could have ruined most of their relationships, because they feel that Remy's legacy is in the Jeep party and that their beloved loyalty has been betrayed. Fans are upset with Papoose. Papoose, who supported Remy during her years in prison, had always been outspoken about their shared future, goals, and their unshakable support for one another. Their tale of triumphing over hardships struck a chord with supporters and lovers everywhere. But the once unbreakable bond was about to be put to the ultimate test. During the difficult periods that characterized a large portion of her career, Remy, in turn, cherished his loyalty and frequently referred to him as her rock. The startling footage, which seemed to have been covertly the video showing Remy's connection with Papoose, was viewed by millions of people, who left comments and speculated about what might be in it. As soon as the video came up, fans were split. Some hurried to her defense, saying that the footage had been edited or removed from its context, while others swiftly condemned her behavior. Although the details of the tape were initially unclear, it was quickly apparent that the video was provocative and caused grave concerns regarding Remy. When Papoose, who had always taken pride in being a devoted and protective husband, had to deal with the scandal that was appending his meticulously planned life, the public's response was quick and strong. The media frenzy swiftly intensified as rumors spread that the video was just the start, and that other, possibly even more damaging tapes were about to be leaked for Papoose and celebrity news. Social media users started scrutinizing every frame of the video in an attempt to uncover hints about what had transpired. In just a few hours, everything was different. The once well-liked couple was suddenly the target of mockery, and the world was exposed to their private life. In the midst of the chaos, tabloids hated their love story, which they had once praised but now questioned. Some media publications started covering their suspected infidelity, having an affair. It couldn't have come at a worse time. The pair had been moving forward in their personal and professional lives, and he had just completed a big assignment. Hearing made Papoose's anger impossible to ignore. He could no longer let the scandal play out. In interviews, Papa looked visibly shaken, his anger barely contained as he talked about the situation. And his first public response was a succinct but impactful Instagram statement that read, "The truth will come to light. I will not be silent in the face of lies and betrayal." Remy's answer was much less straightforward. She initially rejected the charges, saying that the photographs were deceptive and the recording had been altered. But as the days went by and the media persisted in questioning him, he grew more and more agitated. It appeared as though the protection he had always provided for Remy had been taken away. If she had betrayed his trust in such a startling and conspicuous way, he questioned how he could still stand by her. In the hopes that the scandal would ultimately cease, her publicist persuaded her to keep quiet. However, the damage had already been done. The public was becoming more and more divided by the minute, and the media had already distorted their tale. The consequences of the leaked tape were swift, and in addition to fans' reactions, the CPs, acquaintances, coworkers, and even relatives started to express their worries. After years of establishing her job and reputation, Remy and Papoose publicly addressed the issue, saying that he should reconsider his marriage since he deserved better than someone who would disparage him in this way. Some backed Remy, saying she was the victim of a wicked attack meant to destroy everything she had fought for, while close friends urged him to take action about the betrayed lady they had supported for so long. Even the possibility of a divorce was mentioned. As the public continued to demand answers, every remark and interview only served to exacerbate the situation, making Remy's private life a spectacle and a heated topic of discussion in every home, office, and on social media platforms across the globe. Get through this challenging period, Papoose and Remy kept quiet about their future as the weeks went by. Even those who had always stood by her side could not protect her from the terrible truth of the situation, so they turned to them for comfort. They appeared to turn inward, Ree, who had always taken great pleasure in her strength, was obviously frightened by the effect the scramble had on her marriage, and Hao was distressed. She sensed that behind-the-scenes conversations about how to proceed were happening for the first time in years. Is it possible that Remy and Papa may break up? Could they restore the confidence that the leaf tape had damaged? Or did their love story come to an end with this? While fans hoped for a happy ending, she was vulnerable and exposed in ways that the individual who made the leap could not be identified as the investigation went on. However, Papoose had never entirely recovered from this public betrayal. So, the truth remained hazy, and he needed time to comprehend everything. New speculations regarding the tape's origins started to emerge during the crisis. Others blamed Remy's close circle, while others said it had been leaked by a disgruntled former associate. Papoose refused to allow the scandal to define him, or let anyone dictate how things should unfold, and he was resolved to confront the problem head-on. The world had turned its back on Ree, and the same people who had once admired her were now doubting the integrity upon which she had built her career. Ree was at a crossroads in her relationship. He was determined to find a solution, whether it meant mending their marriage or breaking up with his wife. Even though he could no longer pretend that nothing was wrong or deny that her actions had deeply hurt him. Her weaknesses more than ever. Before, was their marriage doomed to become just another casualty of the famous rumor mill? Or would she be able to move over this treachery and start anew with Papoose? In addition to igniting the flames between Fury and Papoose, the leaker tape had ruined everything the pair had laboriously built. The most recent episode of Astarias reportedly caused a furious quarrel between Remy and Ease. The drama didn't stop there, in case you missed it. As their personal lives progressed, the world watched, hoping they would somehow mend the scars from the scandal that had completely altered their lives. Affliction was the first problem with EP*, but it wasn't the only one. Things are becoming more stressful because Room and Papoose have been talking about their love for each other a lot and sharing their thoughts with anyone who would listen. Happened all at once. It had been growing for months. A contentious argument over Remy's loyalty culminated in each and every